Yo, what's up? It's RT, and welcome back to another episode of VG Wars. This is basically the series where I take two games, compare them, contrast them, and all that, and score them, and whatever game has the highest score at the end wins. This episode will be Mario Kart Wii versus Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Let's get straight into this, but before we get into this, remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and if you want more of this content, tell me in the comment section below. Starting off with Mario Kart Wii's gameplay. So Mario Kart Wii's gameplay is a little interesting. So it's really fun. There's a lot of cool shortcuts that the community has created. The game isn't really that limited. The out of bounds areas aren't too harsh. So like that opens up a lot of possibilities for these weird, cool shortcuts. The addition of bikes adds a lot more variety to the gameplay. So you want to play with only karts. You can use the wheelies and everything and do these weird, cool tricks and everything with these new bikes. And I think it's a really cool addition to the game. I'd say the only problem I have with the gameplay is the item balance. The item balance is horrible in the game. You can literally get 3 blue shells in one lap. You can get hit by at least 4 blue shells in one race. It's too crazy. The blue shells are way too frequent. Also, items like the thundercloud and stuff just pop up a lot, and they really shouldn't be in the game at all. It's just a lot of weird items, and a lot of the item balance in general is just really weird, and it's kind of bad in some points. Versus mode also has all those settings you can change to customize your racing experience. Like you can switch between aggressive, normal, and strategic items. You can set how much races you want. All that. Team mode is a lot better than Mario Kart 8's, where if you set down an item, it will have like a little aura around it, and if you hit your own team's item, you won't get affected by it, unlike Mario Kart 8, where if there's friendly fire by default, you can't turn that off. And I say all the stages for the most part are really good in the game, and the battle stages that are in the game are good too. I think Mario Kart Wii's gameplay gets a 9. So with Mario Kart Wii's online, so as of now, the online is shut down. As you know, they shut it down a couple years ago, but there's a Wii MFI, you can get that. I have it for myself, but we're not going to count that because it's not part of the actual game. But when we did have the online, it was pretty solid. They had friend mode, they had battle mode, worldwides and regionals, all that, and it was solid. It had all the main aspects. It also had ranks and everything for staff ghosts and all that. So they had all the solid, additions to the online. There was nothing too big at it, but it was a nice, solid online experience. What does bring the online down though was all the hackers and all that were playing and all that, and some connectivity issues. But other than that, the online was pretty solid, bro. So I think the online gets a 7. The music's actually really good in this game. I really personally, I think this is the second best Mario Kart game when it comes to music. So the music will get an 8. So Mario Kart Wii's content. Mario Kart Wii has a nice, solid amount of content. There's nothing too big, nothing too small. I think Mario Kart Wii has the right amount of content just to be a nice Mario Kart game, not Mario Kart experience and all that. The character roster is really strong too. I like the character roster. There's a lot of characters. There's decent amount of cards, and we have the typical amount of stages, and we have battle mode stages. We also have different modes and stuff. The thing is that the content does get a little repetitive. Not with that many options, it will get repetitive, and you're not gonna want to play it anymore. So yeah, that does bring the score down a little bit, but the content gets a 7. Characters and customization. So this game doesn't really have customization. It has actual cards you have to unlock and bikes you have to unlock, but the character roster is really strong in this game. It's one of the best, if not the best, character roster in the Mario Kart game, and it's really good. The characters, each character has different speed bonuses and everything. It's all hidden. You can find it online, but like each character has speed bonuses. See, the thing about the karts and bikes though is that they are really unbalanced. The bikes are way better than the karts because the bikes have wheelies, and the karts are just inferior by a lot. The bikes are just way faster than them. So I feel like that balance it's a really bad balance issue. Nobody really uses, carts in competitive Mario Kart. Nobody really uses carts in general. Really, I don't think carts are that fun in the game, personally. But I don't know how other people feel about the carts. But the bikes are really superior, and I don't see myself going to Mario Kart Wii saying, "Oh, I'm gonna play with a cart." So the bikes are. It's just the balance. It's just really off. But the characters and customization, as the game has a really strong character roster, but the customization, you don't get to make your own carts. They give you pre-made carts that you have to unlock. So the characters and customization gets an 8. So now let's get into Mario Kart 8's gameplay. So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's gameplay is pretty solid. The carts and bikes are way more balanced in this game. They did remove the wheelies from the bikes, which makes the bikes a lot more boring to play with. In my personal opinion, I think carts are the main thing to go to in this game. Because I think the bikes are alright. As I said, they're balanced, but I think the bikes aren't as fun to play as Mario Kart Wii was. So I would go with the carts in this game. I think the carts are better, but it's up to you. They're, as I said again, they're balanced, so they give you a whole bunch of different choices. Now with the item balance was fixed a little bit more than it was in Mario Kart Wii, but it is still not, it's still not at its peak. Like, you can get a star in second place with balanced items on. You can have normal items on, and you can still get a star in second place. Also, the coin item is a really bad item. It's like when you start a race in first place, you're going to get hit with a red shell because you're not going to get a banana to protect you from anything coming from behind. Because you're going to get a coin in first place. I think getting a coin as an item is a dumb idea. I think the coins should just stay on the road and you just pick them up from there. Having a coin as an item is a waste of an item slot. And it's just I don't like the coin item. It's not a good item. I do like how they have double items back, so that's another plus. But like the item balance is just it just doesn't really mesh. A lot of the stages in the game, aren't really built for 200cc. So if you play 200cc on like a stage with tight curves, it's gonna be almost impossible with some of the carts and bikes that you're playing as. So like it's just the stages aren't built for 200cc. I know 200cc is supposed to be a challenge and all that. I understand that, but like it doesn't fit the stages, and it does bring down the gameplay a little bit more. The item balance mainly does bring down the gameplay. So I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's gameplay gets a 7. So Mario Kart 8's online, as you know, has the typical Mario Kart Online, option of the regional or worldwide races, or battle mode, and you can also make your own tournaments and all that, and it's just cool. You can make your own rooms and stuff. But the online has a huge flaw. The tournament mode in the lobby, you only get a small selection of stages. You can't pick your own stage for some reason, and I don't know why they did that. It's kind of a weird addition to the game. Also, another big issue with the online, this is more of a gameplay issue, but since nobody really plays team mode offline, we play it more online. It's more of an issue online, team mode, because team mode has, I said it earlier, by default it has friendly fire, and that really messes up the gameplay. It really messes up the gameplay. Sometimes you want to save an item behind your back so nobody can hit it, but your own teammates behind you, but you want to get rid of the item. Your own teammate's faster than you and bumps into the behind your car and destroys your item, and they get hit and you sabotage your own teammate. That's really bad that they have friendly fire in this game. It's really annoying when you're trying to throw a red shell at someone that's in the first place, but there's one of your teammates in second place, and you don't want to give up a spot, so the first place will get a bigger lead. So you want to throw that red shell, but it hits your own teammate, and then you're both slowed down. It also sucks. It sucks. And when you throw a blue shell at your other team and you get caught in the blast, It's like that's the worst problem with the game. Honestly, it's just the friendly fire in team mode. It is the worst thing, and it's really annoying. That's I really just refrain from. If you're gonna do team mode, just don't do it. Just refrain from team mode because it's not good. Like, friendly fire just ruins the whole experience. So like that's one flaw with the online, because you can't, because that really flaws the tournament mode. The tournament mode is really based on teams, and if you can do friendly fire, then that ruins the whole mode. Really, you can sabotage your own teammates like, and not even doing it on purpose. It's just an accidental. It's really bad how they allowed that, you know, to have friendly fire. I don't understand why they did it. There's also a number of connectivity issues, a lot of communication errors and stuff. And then like when you're in friend rooms, there's no dedicated servers, it's peer to peer. It's not that good, honestly. It's alright, it's good enough, but it's still like there could be better. You know, just because like it gets annoying when you're in a room, you're winning, and then you get a communication error, you join back and you lost all your points. It sucks. But other than that, you know, the online's pretty fun. You know, it's just, you know, typical online. You get to play against your friends, get to play against, you know, strangers. So the online for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe gets a 7. Music. So the music is actually like this is the best Mario Kart music of all time, bro. Like this is the best Mario Kart music of all time. Nothing's beating this unless the next Mario Kart beats it. This has the best music, so this music gets a 9. So content. So yeah, this game has typically the same amount of content as Mario Kart Wii, except the fact that this game, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, has 4 extra cups, so they have more tracks. So this game also already has more content than Mario Kart Wii. Adding on the tournament mode online, that adds more content to the game, and I think those are good additions. Like there's some things that you can add to the game that really won't change the game at all, but like adding 4 new cups and 16 new stages, that's a really cool add-on. That's really strong for the game. The content for this game gets an 8. Characters and customization. So y'all already know how I feel about the character customization. The character roster is the weakest in the series, honestly. Like, yes, you can say you can say that there's characters from other series, but as a Mario game, the character customization is not that. It's horrible, bro. It's horrible. Like characters like Funky Kong, Diddy Kong, characters like that are just missing from the cast. You know, there's just duplicates of there's just a whole bunch of duplicates of the same character. It's just a waste of like slots, bro. It's a waste of character slots, and it's kind of sad that they had to add DLC for people to like, you know, the character roster more. And you know, DLC is always cool, but as a Mario game, it's just the character roster is missing a lot of like key cast. But we can get to the kart customization. The kart customization, y'all already know how I feel about that. You know, it's pretty cool. You could put your own karts, you know, together to fit, you know, the CC you're playing, the speed you're playing, speed class you're playing. You know, you can just a whole bunch. It's just your creativity is like off the charts here. You can just make anything you want. Basically, you have any type of wheels, any type of glider, any type of like actual kart. You know, they really up the creativity. They up the creativity. So Mario Kart 8's characters and customization gets a 7. So Mario Kart Wii scored a 39 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe scored a 38. So yes, it was close. It was close. I could have added a couple more categories, but I didn't want this video to be too long. So yeah, it was really close. Mario Kart 8 could have won in certain aspects. Mario Kart Wii could have won in certain aspects. But I think as a game, I think Mario Kart Wii is a lot more fun. You know, the gameplay for Mario Kart Wii is a lot more, you know, free form. You know, you can do a lot more things. There's a lot more like cool glitches and a whole bunch of cool shortcuts and everything. The character roster is better. You know, it's just the overall game, the feeling of a Mario Kart game. I feel like you get more of a feeling of Mario Kart when you play Mario Kart Wii. Yes, you know, Mario Kart does have that, you know, RNG feeling to it. I think Mario Kart Wii does overstate its RNG's welcome way too much at points. But I feel like Mario Kart Wii still feels more like a Mario Kart game, more than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a good Mario Kart game, don't get me wrong, but I think there's some key aspects that Mario Kart 8 can like fix for Mario Kart 9 that can make a better game than Mario Kart Wii. And I just think Mario Kart Wii is just a better game. If you guys agree with me or disagree with me, remember to leave a comment in the comment section below. Remember to leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you're new if you want more VG War videos. And I will see y'all in the next video, bro.